Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be connecting our wire, this big wire right here, going to our panel to our meter. I mean it's pretty simple. Going here, going there with our two hots. Which one goes where? Nobody cares. They're both 120, okay? Just like when I showed you to do the 220 volt outlet. Again, this is where it's coming from, so it doesn't matter. But it is important that our neutral does go where the neutral is supposed to go, right there in the middle. And so anyway, I put the wire in. I mean, it's a tough, rigid wire, and usually you're not going to have a problem because you're going maybe a longer distance, or you're going right behind. This one here, I got to go in, down, over, and then back to the panel. Not easy, so I spared you for that. All that. I'm going to show you just some it's really simple. I mean, if you need to watch this video to see how it's done so you do it yourself, knock yourself out. But you should have a little bit more experience than that. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing, then I'm going to show you when I'm done, because it's going to take forever. I got to fight the wire, the whole 9 yards. So stay tuned. I'm going to speed it all up for you. Okay, I wrestled with the wires. I looped this one over so I can go in straight this way. This one's coming straight up, and I'm pushing it into where it's got to go. If you see the ones on top, they do stick out a little bit. Remember, you will definitely want to cut this once. You don't want to cut it. You don't want to. I mean, in other words, do your due diligence. Make sure you cut this right. I'm going to cut it right about there. That's this one there. Grab my cutter. Now to cut this wire, you got to use something like this. You're not going to, good luck using anything else. I mean, I'm just used to having the good stuff here. Make sure you're good. Cut. No energy exerted. And I tell you, if I cut this too short, too bad. Okay, so that one's cut there. Actually, I could cut a little bit more off the top there, like 1/4 inch. But that's good for now. I'm going to push that in like that. Get this one. Again, yeah, you really, now that the wires are shorter, they are even more rigid. Push this one in there, and actually this one, because this wire is behind that, I think it'd be easier. If you went behind that one. I tell you, a lot of muscling. Push that like that. Yeah. Beautiful. I like the way that sits. Alright, so now I'm gonna pull this one back out, holding it with my finger here. And cut it again. And right about there. Oh, gotta love it. Okay. Now we got to strip this wire. Now look at that. Get a close up of that. That's a heavy duty wire. Okay, so now we have to strip it. You are not using a utility knife. I mean, could you? I guess. I think that's how I did it early on. But man, not easy. Alright. Got some special tools. I don't expect everybody to have these tools. But when you see the guy with the tools, like, hey, yeah, that's the 12 o'clock fire whistle going off every day. Get over it already. Anyway, I'm going to strip these. I'll show you real quick on the tool. It's like super easy. Go, boop, done. Okay, be back in a minute. I got to go find it. Okay, found my stripper. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, just put it in and turn it, let it go. Like that, and that looks perfect right there. What we're gonna have to do before we tighten this up, put this in just like the other ones. I got it somewhere in my pocket. There we go. Some cream. There's aluminum wire, so it's important that you put a anti-corrosion this cream on it. You don't got to put a lot, but one thing you do want to do, you do want to cover the whole entire wire, even the end there. Good practice. All right. But important that when the electrical inspector comes, that he sees that grease. Here, 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 and on the end of this one. You know, it's aluminum. Aluminum makes sense, right? Put these in. Now, your pan could be a little different how it goes in with these lugs. So we're not going to get too crazy involved in that. That's what we want to do. Okay, but you may wonder, or I hope you wonder, where's the ground? We have hot, hot, neutral. Guess what? No ground. Not grounded. Some do. I've had others that had a ground lug in there and that had to be grounded. But for this electrical supplier, Central Hudson, they do not require or want a ground on that. Okay, so now we did this one. Now I'm gonna tighten this up, because look, this kind of in my way. I want to tighten it up first, then I'm going to push this wire out of the way so I can get this one in there a little bit better. Okay? Good, perfect. Put our cover on. Now, when the utility company comes and connects the wire at the pole, they'll come and put the meter on. But first, let's go wire the inside panel. Okay, here we are on our inside panel. I got our wire in, because I kind of had to do it all at the same time. First, to make sure it's long enough. And I got the proper length sticking out, which I do. We got our hots are going to go on each side of the main breaker here. Our neutral is going to go to our neutral bar over here. Now look how short the wire is going to be. Once it enters the panel, it's going to go whoop to there and whoop to there, and a little bit of a longer one here. I'll tell you what, you're not going to do it. See, these go in from the top. If you remember on the meter pan, I was able to take those lugs off, push the wire in, then put the lug right on top of it, which is great, because it makes things a lot easier. But here, I'm not going to be able to bend that thick wire and stick it in like that. A little bit of a trick, and it's the only way, the way I've been doing it forever. I'll show you how I do that. Now, if you look, the panel is brand new. There's no wires connected to it, and that's what you want. You don't want anything connected to this panel yet until you have this main service wire coming in, which you will find out momentarily. So let me go ahead and cut this and show you how we're going to do that, which is fun. Okay, I got this stripped, I got the wires bent, moved over where they go. Now this wire does not go all the way through. It actually will bottom out on this plastic covering here. Looks good. I got the panel installed at the proper height. Remember, you screw up here, that's it. New wire, do it all over again. So now, what I want to do is cut the wire, hopefully where it's going to be, without any mistakes. So I got the wire marked with my finger. Okay. Look at that. Okay, still looks good. I'm going to do the same with the other hot lead. Again, I sure hope I'm right. Double, triple check. I need to switch a little bit more of a, well, you can't see. Am I blocking you away from seeing? Okay, something like that. Ta-da! Okay, so now those are cut. That looks too long. That looks good. And no matter how I slice it, this one's a little bit too long. All right, so I gotta cut a little bit more off of that. And I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, wires cut, stripped, and I got our anti-corrosion on it. Now you can't, kind of hard to see. Nope, can't see it. You see the way that wire comes in, that big, thick, strong wire? I'm not lifting that up and trying to get it down in there. It's a little bit involved to do that because it's too short. If it was longer, okay, but it's not. Best way to do it is take the panel off and just get the wires go up in there. You can see I'm already above it now, and line them up and get them in. As you're doing that, you can lift the panel. You only have 2 wires that you need to do. They're too hot. The neutral, we got plenty of room on that. Find the screws that was holding it. Okay, where are they? Over there. Where are they? Yeah, a little prick. Well, it's easier. I find the screws that are holding the panel. Come on. Oh, there they are. I see one. I see 2. Aha! Okay. Okay, they are in. Just got to tighten those down. And tighten my connector. Okay, the next one. Yeah, but look at this one. Look how nice and loosey it is, right? Okay, so we just want to make sure that's all tight. Now look at the end of that. You know, we want to clean that up a little bit. Pretty easy with our little cutter. We'll just clean that up a little bit. And this you could probably use a wire cutter for. Okay, clean that up. We'll put some anti-corrosion on it. When I find it, I tell you, I lose that more than my mind. Oop, see, got it. So I'm going to put some anti-corrosion on this. That's what they want, and believe me. It really depends. I mean, this is an old house. It's not a wet basement, but it's damp and so forth. So, you really want it in there. I've been called on service calls before where it was rotted out, made a bad connection. Okay, not liking that too much. Okay. I gotta go get the, I see it. Again, on the floor. Here we go. Our tighten them up tool. Okay. So this, we got the neutral going in. we see coming through the other side. Okay, that we want to see. More important, nice and tight. Let's get that neutral, push it back out of the way. We don't want that interfering. And I feel a lot better putting my hand on it now. Okay, this wire is going all the way through, so I can tighten this one up. I see, because this covering that's around it is clear, so I can see that I have the strip portion of the wire up on top, on the top of this lug, and I can see that it's on the bottom. Yeah, so it's past it. So it looks just like this one, but it's just harder to see there. I'm going to tighten that up. Again, I don't want to be putting tools and touching this once the power goes on. And the same on the other side. Okay, all right, so you don't need to see me tightening that now. Oh, what the hell, if I don't tighten it now, could forget about it. It could be a problem later on, so you don't want to do that. Okay, that's nice and tight. Okay, that's going to secure my panel, tighten the screws up. You don't need to see me doing all that. Okay, so that wraps it up on the whole service, from to the pole, down the ground, all the way to the meter pan, all the way to the panel. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys just one thing, because I get so many questions on the 220 volt outlet. See that wire? It's 120 volts. See this one? It's 120 volts. This is your neutral. What's your neutral? It's the return path back. Okay, so whatever, the easiest way, what electricity your device didn't take, it's going to send it back, and it goes back to the neutral, which essentially goes back to the transformer up outside. A lot of technical stuff. I have to have my son explain it to you if you want to know more. Okay, next what we're going to do is our grounding rods. Okay, so we got to put 2 grounding rods outside, and they got to be placed in a certain spot, a certain amount of distance away, and all that. So we're going to put them, they're 8 feet long. They're big, okay? You don't want to cheat on it. You don't want to cut them in half and do some stupid stuff I've seen people do before. I'm going to show you the easy way to put them in. Anyway, who cares? Okay, that's not about this. This is for your panel, all that. Not that you're going to be watching this video and start doing it yourself, but it's kind of cool to see how it's actually done, right? Okay, see you on the next video, which is going to be the grounding rods. I just told you that. Bye.